poppin' YouTube? We are back again with another episode of We Got That Smoke with none other than Minister Louis Farrakhan. We'll be back, you all. Enjoy.
Well, brothers and sisters, I'm suggesting with that there's a natural need for drugs. But we don't need to go to a drug man to get it. We need to enrich our lives by developing the faith that only God can give. And when we develop faith, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. Faith is substance, and it is the essence of things. You can't produce a thing if you don't have faith. Faith is the substance of the thing that you hope for, but the evidence is not yet in reality. Listen to me good now. People poor, ragged, hungry, naked, and out of doors. You're not poor of money. You're poor in faith. That's what I'm coming to. Listen to me now. Please. Please. What do you mean, Farrakhan? I'm poor in faith. I goes to church every week. And I read my Bible. Don't tell me nothing about it. I'm poor in faith. Show me a man with faith, and I'll show you a man with works that bear witness to his faith. If you don't have no works, you can read the Bible all day, read the Quran all day. These books are instructional. These books are wisdom that feed the essence of God within the human being. Don't say you have a Bible and won't read it. Don't say you have a Quran and won't read it. A jackass can have books on his back, but when it gets up the mountain and it's not going to be an intelligent scholar, it's still going to be a jackass because the jackass can't read. I'm not being bothered. I'm not being bothered. Jackass is a name for a donkey. I could have said donkey, but jackass was a much more picturesque word. But you all understand what I'm talking about. So having a Bible in your house ain't gonna make you wise. I got it. Where you got it? Up on the shelf in the attic. Got dust on it. That's not gonna help. Where's your Quran? I got it in the house. I put it on the top shelf because we're supposed to respect wisdom. We put it up high and never reach for it. Faith, the substance of things hoped for. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Do you know babies have more faith than we grown up? Prove it, Farrakhan. Sure. When that baby is born, the baby cries. That's the baby's first prayer. When the baby cries, it expects to be heard. Was it? Was the baby heard? Evidently. We're here. Somebody changed us. Somebody fed us. Somebody clothed us. Somebody heard our cry. The cry cry of a baby is its first prayer. It is calling out. Please, I just came out of a bag of water. It was warm in there. This is a strange environment. I'm afraid. Somebody help me in words. And somebody goes and answers that baby's need. The prayer was answered. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. Now you put that baby on your breast. Nobody has to teach the baby how to pull on the breast. The baby seems to understand you got to work your faith. You put that baby on the breast, and there's no milk there yet, mother. But the potential is there. That baby begin to work. That baby begin to pull. And after a while, faith, the substance of what it hoped for, the evidence of what was unseen. Now a drop of liquid comes into the baby's mouth, and faith was rewarded by work with substance. Huh? Now, you did that as an infant without knowledge. Instinctively you did that. Now you're a grown man and a grown woman in God's universe, which is his own mammary gland. This is God's gland. But you're in his universe, full of whatever you need to make life livable. It's all above you, beneath you, and around you. How dare you say, I'm poor? How dare you say, I ain't got nothing? You don't have the faith that would allow you to pull on this universe. And if you pull on it, it'll give you what you want. And can no white man stop what God has ordained? So don't put it on him. You better go look at yourself now, because you are in your own way. Yeah. I want you to hear me. Now, you know, white folk make it awful hard for us. So what? They ain't God. Your problem is you depending on them. And when they fail you, you don't know what to do. Because they've been masquerading as a God beside God. And you went for the okie doke. You thought they were God. Now you're angry with them because you know they're not God. They never were God. You put a little contraption up in your mouth. Ooh, look, it's a Sputnik. Look at it. Isn't he marvelous? He's wonderful, isn't he? Look at that jet plane. Negroes can't do that. I know the white man will give me a job. He's doing everything else for everybody, and I know he's gonna give me a job. Then when he says, I'm sorry, I've given it to Sandy McClellan, my white sister. You said, why, you racist, you. I'm taking you to the anti-discrimination court. That's what I'm going to do. In fact, I'm going to organize a picket line. For what? Because a white man is looking out for himself? Get up from being a beggar. You are an ancient man and woman. Your fathers were here long before the Caucasian was a thought. Why now do you think you have to depend on them for life? You should be ashamed of yourself. He put up a little contraption, and you marvel. Well, marvel at this. You came up out of one, and it produced you. Think about that. And before long, it'll claim you back to itself. God has no waste problem, no recycling problems. He recycles everything. You marveling at a Caucasian who got garbage running up and down the Atlantic seaboard because he can't find no place to dump garbage. While God, the master economist, don't waste a feather from a bird. Come on. Don't waste the carcass of a spider or an ant. Magnificent earth. 7,926 miles in diameter. 24,896 miles in circumference. 57,255,000 square miles of land. 139,685,000 square miles of water. The square mileage of it is 196,940,000 square miles with a weight of 6 sextillion tons. How much do you weigh? Lightweight? So don't throw your weight around. I'm a heavyweight. Shut up. The earth is a heavyweight. And it's floating in space. It is not upheld by pillars. It is a huge ball floating in space, moving at the speed of 1,037 1/3 miles per hour, and you haven't felt a bump. You've been here 1 hour, have gone through space nearly 2,000 miles, and you're sitting there. Come on. What is the matter with you that you won't get up and look out for your own self? We can't teach our people to be 1990 beggars. Get up from being a beggar. You are an ancient man and woman. Your fathers were here long before the Caucasian was a thought. Why now do you think you have to depend on them for life? You should be ashamed of yourself. He put up a little contraption, and you marvel. Well, marvel at this. You came up out of one, and it produced you. Think about that. And before long, it'll claim you back to itself. God has no waste problem, no recycling problems. He recycles everything. You marveling at a Caucasian who got garbage running up and down the Atlantic seaboard because he can't find no place to dump garbage. While God, the master economist, don't waste a feather from a bird. Come on. Don't waste the carcass of a spider or an ant. magnificent earth, 7,926 miles in diameter, 24,896 miles in circumference, 57,255,000 square miles of land, 139,685,000 square miles of water. The square mileage of it is 196,940,000 square miles with a weight of 6 sextillion tons. How much do you weigh? Lightweight? So don't throw your weight around. I'm a heavyweight. Shut up. The earth is a heavyweight. And it's floating in space. It is not upheld by pillars. It is a huge ball floating in space, moving at the speed of 1,037 1/3 miles per hour, and you haven't felt a bump. You've been here 1 hour, have gone through space nearly 2,000 miles, and you sitting there and didn't even know you were moving. The ride was so smooth. And you're going to compare 747 to the earth? Nobody creates like God. And he has put it above our head and beneath our feet. There's bounty everywhere. There is no reason for us to be in this condition. So let me bring this to a close. Why are we murdering each other? It is because death permeates our minds. And death of the mind is the death of faith. The mind of us is no longer where it should be, as it should be. The mind of the human being is buried now in his or her flesh. This flesh body has become the grave of our minds. And in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. Why did you say that, Brother Farrakhan? Because God has made a natural relationship between the heavens above and the earth below. And it is the linkage and the relationship of heaven and earth that is giving us life today. Without the light of the heavens, the sun, the moon, and the stars, the earth could not function. But it is the light of the sun that draws the water up from the earth's surface in a fine mist that the naked eye can hardly detect, forming clouds. The sun does that. The moon does that. And as it draws water up from the earth's surface, the water is impure, but the sun pulls it up and purifies it as it pulls it up. And then it forms clouds. And then the wind blows the clouds until it comes over dry, dead earth. And the cloud bursts and water comes down. Seeds are already in the earth, so the water causes the seeds to swell. And the light of the sun bearing down on the earth energizes the earth, and the earth goes to work on the seed. The earth don't just lay there and say, "Light me up, baby." The earth works with the light. You didn't hear me? It's a different kind of preaching, I know. And when the earth is energized by the light of the sun, and the earth works with the seed swells and bursts and sends a root down, and then sends a shoot up as a witness of the life-giving energy of the sun and the relationship of heaven to earth. So it is with you and me. God created you, brother, with heaven and earth. And these gotta work together for the common good of the whole. But if there's no light in the heaven above, then the earth is without form and void, and darkness is upon the face of the deep. Listen to me, brother. Brothers and sisters, listen. Your head is the heaven of your body. This head must be lit like the heavens above. That's where the lights are. Sun, moon, and stars. Your head must be lit in order for you to be a man. You can't be a man with no heaven. But when the light goes out here, then you become an animal, living in your flesh, for your flesh, by your flesh. So the mind and spirit of God is buried in the flesh. So the flesh becomes the grave of the divine essence of the human being. So the man can never be the man, and the woman can never be the woman until God touches the mind and lights the mind, so that the mind raises up above the body, then commands the body, energizes the body to follow the law of light. You didn't hear me?